Coming up a little bit later on this week, it is the release date for the brand new Cody McCarver CD, and here to talk about that is the artist, singer, songwriter, and all-around nice guy. It's Cody McCarver. Cody, welcome back to the show, brother.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Going to start with a couple of quick questions here. You have been an advocate long time for Big Brothers and Big Sisters. Why does that organization touch your heart so much?
Well, my dad went to prison, 1998. And, of course, I was out at that time, part of Confederate Railroad.
Right.
And I had written some songs trying to turn that thing into a positive. You know, the fact that he's in prison. He was in prison for murder.
Right.
And I wrote a song called We All Look the Same Through God's Eyes.
Right.
And with that said, I had a publicist in Nashville at the time, and I began to ask her to find me something I could give back to through what I had been through, or my family was going through at the time.
Right.
She came out with Big Brothers, Big Sisters of America. They have a program called the Hamachi Program, which is for kids who have inmate parents.
Wow.
70% of the children in America who have an inmate parent will go to prison.
70%.
Yep, that's the figure, 70%. And so I began to do things. Man, I ended up at a place for Boys and Girls Club in Maine on an Indian reservation. Of all the places in the world I could go, and it was it was just an opportunity. I love that program. I think the state of Tennessee is now supporting that program a lot.
Yeah.
And kids can't help what their parents do.
That's
know?
right.
So,
that's right. Do you miss the Confederate Railroad days, the hardcore country, the rock and roll kind of lifestyle?
I miss the guys. I miss.
You formed lifelong friends in that band.
Yeah. I mean, Danny Shirley was my hero before I ever even joined the band.
Right.
And I love all the guys. I miss all the guys. I didn't want to leave. I don't think that they wanted me to leave. But it was just an opportunity for me to go out and have solo records, which I did. In 2010, I did some movies. You call me an actor. I wouldn't say that. But I did some solo projects. I had #1 videos on CMT. I had some movies I was in with Michael Madsen.
Yeah.
Wrote songs for film, wrote songs for other artists. Am now managing and consulting a country music duo called Smith & Wesley.
And they're going to be here actually shooting a video in and around the year.
Yeah.
This week,
This
right?
week, 7th and 8th of September, which I'm going to be there and be a part of that, being directed by a lady named Deb House, who did all of Montgomery Gentry's videos. So I'm doing a lot of stuff, but I do miss being a part of the band Confederate Railroad. Yeah.
But you don't miss the lifestyle?
No. I'm 4 years sober.
4 years?
Yeah, 4 years without a drink, yeah.
And you'd made up for that, like the old saying goes, I've spilled more than you'll ever drink. You hit it pretty hard for a long time.
I did, but for the years between 2010 and 2013, really hard. And I was out touring with David Allen Coe. And at that time, I was never thought in a million years that I would ever release an album called Rise Up that was faith-based.
Yeah.
You know,
and
now this is my third one.
You pioneered the whole Outlaw Gospel.
Yeah.
In fact, you have that name trademarked, service
Yeah,
mark?
myself and Jeff Mankin, who wrote a lot of the songs with me. Jeff's from the Chattanooga area here.
Right.
And has WTS Media here in town.
How do you define Outlaw Gospel?
Man, I didn't mean for it to happen. I really didn't.
That's how the best stuff does happen.
I just started writing Christian songs. Faith-based, honest, real gospel music, Christian music, whatever you want to call it. Just my story.
Right.
And I wrote a song about my dad who finally passed away in prison. And I went to Nashville, and I took these songs to Nashville and let people in the Christian music industry hear them. And they were all like, man, you kind of got a rough around the edges kind of sound, and it's a little different than, you don't really fit the Christian music genre. And you don't really fit the Bill Gaither gospel genre.
How did they try to pigeonhole you?
Called me outlaw.
Light bulb go off?
Yeah, and well, I heard, not in the beginning. I heard that from 3-4 guys in different meetings, big players in the Christian music industry.
Right.
And nobody wanted to help me, and I just kind of said, well, I'll just call what I do Outlaw Gospel.
And I'll tell you what, this is your third Outlaw Gospel CD. It's called Rise Up. Going to stick around and get you to play a little. We're going to continue our conversation right after this on Let's Chat. The CD, by the way, coming out this Friday. Check it out at iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon, or at CodyMcCarver.com. We're back with more of Cody and his music right after this.